All right, what's going on? Today is April 6th. I'm going to be going over today's price action. I took no trades today, but there were some really great setups that I'd missed out on and just didn't execute on, didn't capitalize on, which is something I'm working on. Execution is probably my biggest fault in my trading right now, and just hesitating when the market gives me quality setups. So I'm just kind of working on actually executing and yeah, I mean that's just is it's just that's the whole game, right? If you can't execute when your setup presents itself, then you're never going to be profitable. So that's something I'm working on right now. And I don't want to force trades, but I do want to be executing every time my setup presents itself, right? So there were some very good setups today that I just want to go over. I can't market replay it on um, the Top Step X, but I can just go through kind of what I saw today, right? So coming into the day, I should have had a bullish bias. I kind of had a neutral bias, but I should have most likely been bullish, right? Coming into the day, this 4-hour candle hadn't appeared yet, and we were just clearly in an uptrend, right? We're clearly in an uptrend. We're disrespecting these gaps, these bearish gaps right here, respecting these bullish gaps right here. So I should have just clearly been wanting to long, right? So that should have been the bias for the day, and I kind of had a neutral bias, which ended up throwing me off. Um, but something to learn from, right? So this is going to be our buy side for the day, right? Coming into the market. And what I wanted to see originally was price either manipulate higher or lower, whichever direction I wanted to, most likely into these 15-minute gaps right here. Sweeping out this low or tapping into this 15-minute or sweeping out this high right here inside of this 15-minute and either delivering us to these equal lows that line up with London lows. But I should have just realized like we're in bullish market structure, right? We're trying to complete this buy model, which in result these makes these equal lows very hard to get to, right? We might come get them now, but during New York session that wasn't really the draw for today, right? Should have been targeting buys, but coming into the day, right? We manipulate lower. We sweep out this low. Immediately, this is an hourly low as well inside of an hourly for value gap, right? Right here, you can see that. And then it's a little bit clearer on the 15-minute, right? Sweeps out this low. That low now becomes protected. And upon market open, we just rip, right? So there's no entries. If this would have been market open right here, this manipulation lower, and then you get an entry, right? It would have been solid, but there just wasn't any entries, right? So market rips up off open. And what do? We come up and we not only sweep out this high, but we tap into this unfilled 15-minute. Right, so at this point, you can kind of play it neutrally, right? I still want to have a bullish bias for the day, but we did tap into this unfilled 15-minute, and we're probably going to reject out of it. The first presented trade that came up that was pretty good was this 30-second, right? I really did like this 30-second. I saw it in live time. I just didn't execute on it, and this would have played out perfectly. But the only thing is you're targeting a protected high, right? I mean a protected low. So you could have taken this, and it would have played out just fine. But you're targeting a low that already swept out another low inside of a fair value gap, right? So this low is already protected. So I just didn't like the draw on liquidity there, but it would have played out, right? And the momentum and distribution and displacement just is great, right? Just great through the 30-second, very quick trade, and it would have played out just fine for a 1 to 5, 1 to 1.5, right? But trade of the day was honestly this 2-minute, right? So we come down, we manipulate, sweep out this low again, right? We are already taken out data lows, sweep out this low again, and now you are looking for displacement to the upside, right? To come take out buy side on the day. The highest time frame inversion we get is a 2-minute, right? We have no 3-minute, nothing like that. So we get a 2-minute, and this is clean, right? We're just already delivering from this low, still respecting this hourly, even 15-minute, 30-minute, all of that. Slipping out this low, and now you get a 2-minute inversion to the upside, which would have played out towards buy side very good. And then as far as stop loss placement, right, we created an order block that we just immediately ran through. So stop loss could have been at the bottom of this order block, and you would have played out for about a 1-to-1. So this would have been perfect. This was probably trade of the day, right? I really like this setup, and this was probably trade of the day. In real time, I didn't take it. I didn't love it because I just wanted to see price give us more structure, but I can't be too picky, right? I need to start executing when my setup presents itself, not being too picky, waiting for the most perfect setup I can find. because it's not going to be there every day, right? You got to just kind of take what the market gives you if it all your confluence is aligned, and it goes with your setup, right? So this was probably trade of the day. That 30-second was good as well, and then the rest of the day not much, right? We swept out buy side. At this point, we created data wick, and this 5-minute inversion was okay. Just a lot of distribution, right? So this 5-minute version was okay, but again, you're just continuing to target these protected lows, and we had already created data highs, swept out buy side for the day, and ES had already swept out the weekly high, right? We swept out weekly high, so this is just going to be very high resistance to get back up to. So this short did make sense, but I just didn't love it, right? Not the draw on liquidity wasn't really there. And then you get another 5-minute long. This one was good as well. I like this. It would have failed just because this is very high resistance, right? Like this is a very high resistance high. It's probably going to take us a decent amount of time to get there. You don't really have a break-even point, and so just that 5-minute long failed as well. And it was already pretty late in the session, around 10:20, so not too late, but we already kind of distributed and got our trade of the day, so I wasn't really expecting anything too great to come from it, right? So nothing too incredible after that setup. Another 30-second another 30-second that could have worked is this 30-second right here. Off of this inversion, price tested this area multiple times, right? And then we finally get the momentum to break through it. Again, we just left a data high above though, which I didn't love, and then we already had taken out our break-even point upon entry, right? So, and then you don't really have a clear target as well. Like we were creating a 5-minute. Inside of a 5-minute, so you would have had to pre-fire this kind of and expect that 5 minute to close, and then you were already targeting a unfilled 5 minute, so your risk to reward just wouldn't have been there. You could have gone break even, taken it low all the way to maybe this order block or something like that, right? Or just gone for a base hit for a 1-to-1, gone break even at this unfilled 5-minute, and it would have played out, but it just wasn't a plus at all, right? So overall, this 2-minute was probably trade of the day. I like the 30-second as well. It just went against the overall bias, but it would have played out. And then the rest of the day, we just kind of continued chopping, right? So there were some good setups to take this morning. I did like it. And I should have just executed on this 2-minute, to be honest. So I should have not hesitated, executed on the 2-minute, taken what price gave me. And as far as the 30-second as well, I didn't mind this 30-second. It's just tough draw on liquidity, right? So. But we were delivering from a higher time frame. We had already swept out this high inside this 15-minute. We were delivering from this 15-minute. So, it was good. It was good. Swept out this high inside this 5-minute. Kind of created this high that becomes protected. So the 30-second was good. And then as far as why you could target buy side and understand that this was protected it's just the overall bias for the day, right? So this high is protected, but our overall bias is still bullish, and we're still completing the buy model. And we get great distribution through this 2-minute fair value gap, right? So this is a protected high, but we're still completing our buy model, right? So we're yet to complete the buy model. We still need to take out buy side. And then after we take out buy side, we've pretty much taken out buy side and sell side, so you can kind of just expect ranging for the rest of the day, right? So that is what I saw today. No executions, and that's just something to work on, right? So journal heavily, just trying to understand the root of my problem. Maybe I'm risking too much, afraid of losses, all that type of stuff. So just need to find the root of that problem, begin executing my setup that I know is profitable, and just start executing. Really, that's just the base of everything. So that's something I'm working on, and I really hope that throughout this week I can start executing if the market presents itself with some good setups. And yeah, so that's going to be all for me today. I'll be back for another backtesting session, and then we'll see what the rest of the week brings us. So, and then also as far as another reason why I was a little bit hesitant to trade today is just because it was a bank holiday in pretty much every other country except the U.S. So I didn't really expect the market to be too volatile. I expected a lot of fake outs, stuff like that. Which made me more hesitant, but I just need to realize, like, when the market gives me my setup, I need to go ahead and take it and capitalize, right? So that would have been a good opportunity. So yeah, that's going to be all for me today. I'll be back later for back testing, and then yeah, we'll see what else the market brings us for the rest of this week. So good luck with your trading, and I'll be back later.